Hello, my friends. Today is March 4, 2025. My name is Sensei Alexey Kunin, and this is my life journey. I'm getting a lot of inquiries about traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. Unfortunately, it's not enough information available for the general public because in the past 20, 30 years, it was not very publicized on a television, on a YouTube. It was mostly the education was, or information was coming out that mostly people heard about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from the YouTube, from the UFC, but very few people really know or heard about traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. Well, I would like to do a little bit of educational work for general public. And it's not the fault of the general public in general, because most of the people don't know unless you in the past had a chance to visit traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu dojo somewhere outside of the United States. There are very few schools in the United States that teach traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. Very few. I would say maybe 3 to 5 schools in general in the whole of the United States. But traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu is popular in Asia, and it's popular in Europe, especially in the Eastern Europe region. In Japan, I heard maybe only one school that teaches traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, which is a paradox in itself. When I've been to Japan, in Tokyo, there was a Japanese Jiu-Jitsu school taught by the American who came to Japan and opened up his own school teaching traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, which is just unbelievable. And in Japan, they practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it's just mind-boggling because Jiu-Jitsu came from ancient samurai warriors. So it's like it's disappearing. The art is disappearing. Not enough people have enough information about it. And you don't blame the people because they just get the information what they see on television, on YouTube, on TikTok, on the news. So it's not enough information about the real Jiu-Jitsu. We're talking about real Jiu-Jitsu. Now, the biggest misconception is people think when they hear the word Jiu-Jitsu that it is a wrestling or grappling art. It is not a wrestling or grappling art. Jiu-Jitsu, it's a fighting art. It's an art of combat. It's a real martial art. It's a parent martial art where karate, judo, aikido, kempo, and even Russian sambo came from traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. So it's a parent art of many, many Japanese martial arts. So it's sad that not enough people do research or know about it. Karate probably came from Jiu-Jitsu, I would say no more than 200, 250 years ago. Aikido being derived from traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu in 1945. Judo came or been invented from traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu in 1896. So even Japanese Kempo was developed in 1947 from traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. So please do research, read some books if you can find information. But traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, it's not a grappling or wrestling art. We train standing and fighting. fighting multiple attackers, using weapons, using chokes, joint locks, throws, kicks, punches, anything that we can find to use it as a weapon, knives, swords, sticks. So it's a very practical, very realistic form of fighting or self-defense. A lot of countries that I visited in Europe and in Asia, in military, they practice Jiu-Jitsu, not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In police outside of United States practice Jiu-Jitsu techniques to disable or control their opponents. Because on the street, if you're a police officer, you cannot punch somebody. And it's even worse if you're planning to take them to the ground and be yourself on the ground with all the stuff that you wear. There is like 20, 30 pounds of equipment you wear as a police officer. And if you're planning to wrestle somebody on the ground, you are in trouble. So traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, it's a fighting art. It's very practical, an ancient form of martial arts. If the techniques don't work in combat, you're gonna die. So it was evolving for hundreds and hundreds of years. It was evolving and becoming a more potent and powerful form of martial arts based on experience, on practice, use of techniques. So that's my whole goal, is to educate the public, share the information. I'm not saying that one art is better than the other art. There are some great karate guys who become so good with karate so they can use their techniques and fighting skills to defend themselves. There are some guys so good with their judo, even so judo is a sport, that they're using judo, just the throws alone, to defend themselves. There is great Kempo guys who were using Kempo techniques to defend or fighting on a street or somewhere else. It's at the end, it's not just the art, of course, it's how good skilled fighter you are. But still, you need to have a practical techniques. And you have to remember that most of the Japanese arts, fighting arts, came from traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And we're training hard, with putting their energy, our strength, our spirit into training. Philosophy, which is important, Eastern philosophy, meditation, healing, restoration therapy, it's all part of ancient art of traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And there is much, much more about traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu than those little educational videos I publish on a regular basis. Go to my YouTube channel. I have a very big YouTube channel with over 800 videos of me traveling to different countries, teaching seminars, teaching military and police on traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. So just go to my YouTube channel, which is Sensei Alexey Kunin, or O-Sensei Alexey Kunin at YouTube, and you'll find many interesting videos with a lot of good educational information. Write me, let me know what you think. Again, I'm not saying that one art is better than the other. I'm just stating the fact. The fact is a lot of arts came from traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, and you don't want, in real combat, you don't want to go on the ground. You're going to be dead, because when you fight on the ground, there is no mats, there is no tatami, it's broken glass, it's rocks, it's cement, it's dirt. Nobody fights one-on-one in the real combat. People fight dirty. They will use glass, broken glass, sticks on the ground, try to grapple with somebody, and if you're in pain, try to tap. What do you think is going to happen? They're going to keep punching you, or they're going to keep putting the knife in you as you're fighting on the ground. Standing and fighting. That's your only solution to survive, because if you're feeling that you're in trouble, you better run. If you go on the ground, I teach my students, if they go on the ground, to get up as soon as possible. If you want to live and survive, you learn how to defend yourself on the ground, but you want to get up from the ground so you can fight standing. You have more chances of survival, more chances of fighting multiple attackers if they're coming from different directions. So again, my name is Sensei Alexey Kunin. This is my dojo, Katabami Ju-Jitsu Dojo in Omaha, Nebraska. Bye-bye.